Welcome everybody to World of Tanks replays. My name is Maxwell and today's first replay is from the user Sebastian Patachika. No idea, but it looks like Sebastian Patachika, and he's driving the Luchs on a standard battle on the Sacred Valley. Luchs is a tier 4 light tank for the Germans. I've had a few people asking for more lower tiered replays, so today that is exactly what we're going to be doing. There's going to be a couple of lower tiered replays for you today. First one being the tier 4 light tank for the Germans, the Luchs. This thing gets a pretty nice auto loader, good speed and maneuverability as well. Obviously with it being a light tank you can't compare its hit points and its armor or any of those stats. But if we take a look at the cannon, you can see 30 average damage but 95 average penetration at tier 4 is pretty damn good. Especially when it gets that auto-loader with 5 shells in there. Does have a pretty long reload, especially for its tier at almost 17 seconds. As you can see, just doing what a good light tank should do, and that is get into an advanced position to spot for your team. Once the enemy tanks get spotted coming in, going to come around to the side and the rear for a flanking maneuver. Got to get himself quite far out there. Gets a good few shots through the rear of the KV-1, but even the rear armor of a KV-1 is pretty damn difficult to penetrate, even with this gun. Does manage to get about 86 damage onto him, though, and that KV-1 is forced to fall back now. So just keeping the enemy tanks penned in where they are. KV-1 still has targets to fire at, spots a Chi-He and gets a huge 300 points of damage onto him. So while it is only a small cannon, you can see it only does 30 damage per shot. If you land 10 of them, you get an average damage of 300. You can see why this tank can be very, very dangerous, especially with 95mm of penetration. I think he's pretty much done getting damage on this KV-1 and this Chi-He here. They are going to try and stay incredibly safe now. Nobody really wanting to put themselves out. And unlike most light tank replays, this one is going to start off pretty slow, but it does heat up and get pretty damn exciting near the end. Gets a good few hits on the M4 as he goes past. Unfortunately, one of those didn't penetrate, so wasn't able to take him out for the kill. But it looks like the FV304 is able to take him out in the end. KV-1 still pushing down the line that he had been pushing down. Gets his track taken out. Luckily there's an Su-85 waiting to offer some support. Does take pretty much half of his hit points though from one hit from that KV-1. So you've got to play it careful in these tanks, because you are very, very squishy. And like I was saying a minute ago, a little bit slow to get started, this replay, like most light tank replays. But it does get very, very exciting and nail-biting around at the end. Just maneuvering around now, trying to find the best angle of approach. That KV-1 has now been taken out by the Su-85. Thinking about going up and helping him out, but doesn't look like he needs any help. Spots the Chi-He from earlier. Able to get a couple of hits onto him and take him out. And that's finally a kill in the bag. And we're heading now to the center of the map. This one's all square at 9 kills to 9. But the Allied team doesn't really have that much of a foothold anywhere. You can see they've kind of won the battle in the north here, but the enemy team has won so heavily in the south there. And on that right-hand flank, they're going to have to start dealing with people coming into the base right about now. You can see there is that T1 Heavy starting off a base capture. He is also eliminating the camping tank destroyers and the artillery. Trying to put some shots through his side, but a T1 Heavy is pretty damn difficult to hurt, even from the side. Was able to get a little bit of damage onto him, and that T1 Heavy was then able to take out the Hellcat. Could also see there was a Panzer III-4 somewhere around this location. Going to try and maybe take him out. He's going to prove to be a much softer target. Thinking about firing through the buildings, but just electing to go around the side there. Takes him out. The Su-85 comes in to offer some support. Stug 3G appears from the right-hand side and gets a hit through the armor of the Luchs. Say armor in the loosest possible sense. Was able to put a hill between himself and the Stug. Now he's going to have to fall back while he reloads that cannon. Su-85 got himself taken out. Luckily, he was able to do enough damage to take that T1 Heavy down to low health. Spots out an FV304 coming in from the rear there. Looks like those two are going to duel it out. Luchs deciding to head over towards the base rather than try and fight off the FV304. As he's got to try and do something. There are two base cappers in there. One of them the T1 Heavy and one of them being the Stug 3G. Looks like the T1 Heavy's having none of this and he's coming charging forward. Any second now you can probably see him burst through this house. There he is. He's able to get some shots through his lower plate, take him out and pick up kill number 3. Now he's all alone versus 4 enemy tanks. He's got 2 Stugs, an SU-85 and this FV304. Currently reloading his cannon, still got 5 seconds left. Looks like the Stug doesn't want to leave the cap circle. The FV is closing in from the left-hand side. Going to have to maybe pay some attention to him or he's going to sneak around the rear and be able to end him pretty early. SU-85 also spotted over there. Looks like he wants to go for the Stug as there's only 20-some seconds left on the cap clock. Gets round the side of him without taking any damage, which is an excellent maneuver there. Gets a lot of damage onto the Stug there, 304. Now he's just going to try and out-traverse him. Looks like he's got the speed, but he doesn't want to pull too far away from the Stug 3G. The further you are away from the tank, the harder it is to rotate around them. He wants to keep in nice and tight. Stug doing the smart thing of trying to traverse the opposite direction, which would have forced the Luchs to have to reverse a lot slower, which means he may have been able to out-traverse him, but the Luchs reloaded his cannon just in time, was able to get the last few bits of damage and take him out, reset the cap. Now he's almost reloaded to take out the FV. Just piles the cannon through the wood-constructed building there, and he's able to take out the FV with ease. Now it just leaves the SU-85 and this other Stug 3. Gonna go hunting down on these guys now. Last time we spotted the SU-85, he had 11 hit points and the Stug 3 had 15 hit points. So to be honest, this one is pretty much going to be a foregone conclusion now. As long as he can catch the SU-85 or the Stug 3 unawares, then he's going to be able to wreak havoc on them and end their battle. As you can see, he is switching up to the APCR rounds now. Doesn't want to leave anything to chance. All 3 of the tanks remaining on the battlefield are one-shots. Like I said, doesn't want to leave anything to chance and go for an unlucky bounce on the part of the enemy tank. So if he meets one of these face to face, could be bad news. He's able to get his shot through the side of the SU-85. Not sure what the SU-85 was doing there. He was sat perfectly still. It wasn't like he was on his way to the cap circle. Looks like he was just camping, looking at the last known position of the Luchs, not realising that a light tank is more than capable of relocating very, very quickly. Sneaking up towards the cap circle from the left-hand side, hoping that the Stug 3 thinks he's going to be coming from the south. Going to see if he can spot him without getting spotted himself. Finds the Stug, takes some shots, misses every single one of them, and the Stug 3 spotted him. And he's going to have to try and get into cover now. Uses the layout of the terrain to get all the way across this left-hand side and put a building between himself and the Stug. To be honest, Stug should probably just shoot the building down, as he probably has the reload on the Luchs but doesn't realise it. Starts firing early as he makes his move, takes out the Stug 3G for the win in the end. Picks up a awesome 7 kills and single-handedly battling off 4 tanks in the end there to pick up the victory. Nice little maneuver at the end there to start firing before he left the cover of the house, which means as soon as he pops out, he should already be firing that cannon into the face of the Stug 3. And you can see it worked out very well for him there, and he picks up the kill and the victory. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget to stick around, because as always, there is another replay coming right up. And our second replay today is from the user Elite Sniper. That is Elite Sniper, spelled with an inordinate amount of numbers, and he's driving the Crusader on a standard battle on Windstorm. Crusader is a tier 5 light tank for the British. Again, this one doesn't have fantastic armor because it's a light tank, but it does have a pretty damn good cannon. Has that 6-pounder on it. It has okay damage, decent penetration for its tier. but it has a ridiculous rate of fire. As you can see, 1.97 seconds there. Then it's not even an autoloader, it just fires that amount of ammunition until you run out. Although, as you can see, it doesn't carry that many rounds of ammunition, only 45 standard. This is the very similar cannon to the one that something like the Churchill Mark III would mount, although the Churchill Mark III has over 100 rounds of ammunition. So Sniper going to be heading to the advanced rock, having a little look to see who we can spot. Unfortunately, there was nobody quite there presenting themselves as a target. For some reason, there is a Hetzer just going full ham straight up the centre. So Elite Sniper going to be trying to get into a position to maybe offer him some support, but from a distance, because you don't want to get drawn into his early suicide. Stug 3 also very far advanced early on as well. In fact, nobody from the enemy team apart from that T-46 just there been spotted out yet. Obviously playing it very cagey and a little bit campy. Having a look to see if we can see this Valentine AT. Looks like he's just behind cover there. AT2 is going to wreck the Crusader's day though, as there's no way he's going to be able to penetrate him from the front. Stug 3G's in a lot of trouble on the left there, as he's squaring off against many enemy tanks. That Hetzer also still going full ham, going up against the AT2. Has a shot but bounces that one, and looks like he's in all sorts of trouble. And Elite Sniper just having a look to see if he can offer him some support, but it looks like he can't. So he's just going to try and get the hell out of there, as he doesn't really want any part of that battle. Luckily, the AT2 at least gets taken out as well. And now Sniper going to be trying to get into a position where he can actually do something. Panzer 3-4 moving into position here. Just keeping an eye on that alleyway there, as that's where a lot of enemy tanks were moving through. You can see there is a Panzer 3A taking shots from the rear, so he's got to be careful. Takes another one from the side. Luckily, he's able to take out the Panzer 3A before he gets away. Now going to be moving down. Luckily, he's got some support in the form of that medium tank. Nobody's going to push too far around the corner. Does find the Matilda here. Is using APCR to try and take him out, which I can't blame him for at all, as the Matilda is so ridiculously well armoured for its tier. In tier 4 games, it just ruins everybody's day. So enemy Matilda taken out. Back to the AP rounds. Going to see who he wants to shoot at. There is a Panzer 3-4 and an SU-85. SU-85 is making a run for it, taking some hits through the side. Elite's able to take him out in the end for kill number 3. Now he's going to work on the Panzer 3-4 here. Gets great shots through his road wheel to take his track out. He's doing consistent hit point damage. Takes him out for kill number 4. Anybody else lurking in the alleyway? It looks not. It looks like the enemy team has heavily pushed them on the right-hand flank. They've also kind of heavily pushed them on the left-hand flank too. You can see losing this one currently at 7 kills to 10. The only real place that they have any tanks left is in the centre here. The Panzer 3-4 and himself making a move through the town. Looks like Elite Sniper's going to try and come up behind this Hetzer and this SU-85B, catch them unawares, and with the speed of fire of this gun, hopefully can catch them, take them out before they manage to traverse around. Was able to take out the SU-85B, no problem whatsoever. And also see the T-28 in the distance, takes him out, no problem whatsoever. That's a very quick Top Gun medal. Now he's going to try and get around behind this Hetzer. If he can take him out as well before he manages to traverse around, that's going to be nice. Unfortunately, first one was a critical. Second one did do some damage, and it looks like the Hetzer stubbornly refusing to turn around for some reason. He is in all sorts of trouble, doesn't realise it, gets himself taken out. Still losing this game though, 10 kills to 12. No matter what they are trying, they're still losing tanks left and right. 10 kills to 13 now. Can just about see this M2 medium has a shot. The M2 medium realises he's been fired at, so drops back. Panzer 3-4 coming in from the right hand side. Looks like Elite Sniper going to try and come in from the left. He's got to be careful though, because there was a T-34 last spotted on that left hand side. And if he is still there, he's going to be able to put shots into his side. Looks like the M3 Stuart tried to make a run for it, but he gets taken out by the concentrated fire. M2 medium saw that his friend in the M3 got taken out immediately, so decides to do exactly the same thing, and he gets taken out immediately as well. There we go, taking shots in the rear from said T-34 that really should have been here 30 seconds earlier than he was. Shots raining in from the artillery. There's still that Bishop and that M41 to worry about. Even this one up pretty nicely though, 12 kills to 13. Got more hit points than this T-34, so hopefully they should just be able to rush him down. Going to allow his gun. No, they haven't got more hit points. I thought they did, but he's got 300. Spending all the time allowing his gun to aim there. But as you can see, at this range, the rate of fire of his gun's kind of negated by the reload speed. But able to take out the T-34 in the fog of war with an excellent blind shot there to pick himself up a Radley Walters medal. And as you saw at that range, the rate of fire of the gun's kind of negated by its aim speed. It's reloaded well before the gun is fully aimed. So you've got to really wait for that aim speed rather than the sub 2 second reload speed. So that just leaves artillery left on the field. Going to go hunting, take those out. If he could take both artillery out, he could get a Pools medal. But we don't know what kind of guy the Panzer 3-4 is. Whether he's going to just take the kill for himself. Looks like the M41 is running in this direction, so it would be nice if Elite Sniper could just wait for him to come around the corner and then pick up his Pools medal. Panzer 3-4 going to continue to chase around the corner. Elite Sniper has his 9th kill. Looks like the Panzer 3-4 is just going to go in for the kill. Rams him, takes away his Pools medal. A little bit unfortunate there not to get the Pools medal, but still an absolutely excellent game there by Elite Sniper, just wrecking people's faces in the town there, picking up 9 kills in total. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, please send that into replay@screenreality.com. The link for that is in the description. Just attach the replay file itself or the link to the What Replay website to the email, and I can check that one out for you. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just liked it, think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks Replays, and I'll catch you guys next time.